physician, scientist, searching for a way to tap into the hidden strengths that all humans have. Then an accidental overdose of gamma radiation alters his body chemistry. And now when David Banner grows angry or outraged, a startling metamorphosis occurs.
Hello everyone, thanks so much for joining me here today as we get to talk about one of my favorite subjects, comic books. My name is Jose, I love comic books, I love talking about them, I love sharing them with you. Feel free to follow me on social media if you would like. Links are in the description below. I've also posted a link to the Marvel database where you get plot synopses and character bios for the story we're about to get today. So, Incredible Hulk, number 340. Todd McFarlane finally does some inking. And of course, we get Wolverine. Now, he did not ink this cover. Bob Wyasek does the inking for this cover. However, he does do the inside. This, of course, is from 1988. The logo also changes to this rockier, it's just a different logo that was used. The other one was just like a plain thing. This gives you these bricks, a better, basically, cover. So this cover has been recolored a little bit. The inside it was not, but the cover was. For whatever decision that was. This is an iconic cover. I have a beat up version of this, and I have a spotless version of this as well. So I do have two versions of this cover. Todd McFarlane. This is the best Hulk looks. I love the Hulk, the way he draws it. So Peter David is the writer. We are going to try to cover the entirety of Peter David's run. Todd McFarlane doesn't last too many more issues. I think he bows out at in about 6 issues or so. So, unfortunately, he dedicates himself full-time to Spider-Man and then leaves for Image. But he did make an everlasting change, in my opinion. This is the best looking Hulk. He just looks so menacing and so cool. So that you know chronologically where this falls, because of course you have Wolverine. This falls at the same time as Fall of the Mutants story going on in Uncanny XMen. And you'll see why in just a moment here. So, all right. So, we've got here Betty Banner with a snow globe here. I spent my entire life vacillating between doing what I should do and what I want to do, between duty and desire. And yet, no matter which way I've gone, I can't help but feel the same as a swirling dome in my hand, going around and round and ultimately getting nowhere. I can't help but wonder if he feels the same, and despite my resolution not to, I wonder where he is. And so we get this great, absolutely great panel here. The way McFarlane does lights, I copy this when I do light as well, with a circle traversing another circle. I do a lot of stuff that I've taken from McFarlane. I do not draw like him, but there are certain ticks that I have taken from him here. You know, I don't know where we are, but I'm starting to think we're going in circles. No bloody kidding, Rick. We took a wrong exit somewhere. We're near Dallas-Fort Worth Airport, but other than that, I'm not sure. So, yeah, well, there's something I'm sure of, Quartermain. I want out. And Rick Jones is like, thinking this weird intense weather blotting out every trace of moonlight is making the Hulk even nastier than usual. If somebody provokes him when he's like this, and then um, Rick says, Hulk, maybe that's not such a hot idea. And Hulk says, I said I want out. Look at all this hatching McFarlane does. Goodness gracious. Hatching, hatching, hatching. He's still, of course, this is his second time he's inked himself. Batman, year 2, the fourth part was the first time he ever inked himself. I have covered that. Feel free to look it up. In my Batman playlist, I have Batman Year 2. I've also, in the McFarlane playlist, just have the issues he did. So, all right. Quartermain says, maybe a breath of fresh air would do us some good. And he hits the button and lets Hulk out. And Rick says, Clay, what if he takes off and doesn't come back? And Clay responds, what if we try to stop him and he kills us? And so Hulk jumps out and he says, good point. Great. I love, so this is what I like. I like that he, in the early McFarlane, he just does barely any ink line. He just dedicates himself to the ticks. This here is my desktop of my computer here. And you can see here this, you can find this image on Google. And the later McFarlane does a little bit of more where he does the ticks on the Hulk himself. You can see here that his skin, he doesn't do a lot of the inking. He still does a lot of the ticks. But on the pants, he starts to add a little bit more blacks. So I really like that compared to how he just kind of does the whole ticks everywhere. Now, this is still earlier, and he does an even bigger brow now. So that will eventually come where you can see a complete distinction between the skin. So the pants will probably be rendered a little bit more with blacks, and then the Hulk is kind of just left like this. So one of the things McFarlane had said is he wanted to make the Hulk have like a rhinoceros skin. So, all right. So we got in the control tower. That there is an unidentified aircraft. Of course, it is the XMen Blackbird. They are, of course, heading into the, as I said, Follow the Mutants in Dallas. So, of course, we got Rogue, who has the same hairstyle as Wolverine. We got Psylocke, we got Dazzler, we got Havoc, and we got a long shot. The reason there's no Storm is they are heading to New York to go get her. Again, McFarlane is not spotting a lot of blacks on certain things. That will come later. This is still early in McFarlane's inking prowess. You can see on Storm, on Rogue, he does do the blacks. But not quite. Like you can see on Wolverine, it just not putting them there. So, but love the hair. Oh, so all right. So we're basically going to talk about some of the stuff that's going on in X-Men. We're just kind of gonna go with it because I am covering X-Men, but I am very early in Chris Claremont's run. I'm still doing Dave Cockrum's first run on X-Men, so we're still a long ways. But basically, Follow the Mutants, look it up, and you'll see everything that's going on. And no, McFarlane did not draw long shot incorrectly. He really does have 3 fingers and a thumb. So this is correct. So when you look at long shot here, this is what he looks like. So um, there's something apparently going their way, and of course it's Hulk, who can't see because of that snow. So um, and Hulk is like, "What the heck did I just miss?" Because he can't see either. So of course he ends up hitting an actual airplane. And so um, they make it so that he explodes the wing, but or sorry, the turbine, but not the wing. Without the wing, this thing would have you'd have casualties because this thing would have just plunged without it. But all right, so they call in a Mayday. Um, from the from this airplane calling I love it, Pan Am, who has since gone bankrupt, and Wolverine, like I said, they're picking up the Mayday. Um, and Rogue says, "I see it, Wolverine. Looks like a shooting star." And Wolverine says, "Get out there, kid. Rip the engine off the wing and help the plane to the ground. We'll follow." "But Wolby, if I toss the engine away, it could land on somebody." "I know, but there could be hundreds of people in that plane. They'll die for sure if that plane goes up in flames. Now get going, Rogue. When you drop that burning engine, make sure you aim for some place in the ground there's no lights. No chances are okay, chances are it'll be an open field or a lake. So, anyone dumb enough to be out there on a night like this?" So, here goes the engine. That's their tough luck. So, great. I haven't been found any food now, and I can't even find the van. This stinks. I feel like hitting something, but you can't punch a snowflake. I really do. I know Peter David, his incessant need to put jokes drives some people crazy, but I enjoy it. So hold it. What's that whistling sound? Sounds like something falling. And so crash. I love this. Hulk is like, "Was this somebody's idea of a joke?" So, oh, hope you guys are enjoying this run with McFarlane and Peter David so far. Yes, McFarlane will ultimately leave. We are gonna stick around with the Hulk throughout Peter David's run because it's very good. So, and so now we got Wolverine here, and he's kind of explaining things and all that kind of stuff. So, um, he smells the Hulk on it because of he's able to, but he says that his scent has changed. So, and so now we're going to take a little break here, and we're going to go with the leader who has mutated himself. Um, the leader says, "That's odd. Inclement weather breaking out in defiance of all weather patterns. What does it mean, leader?" "It means that the world situation may be deteriorating faster than I anticipated. I may have to seize the reins earlier than scheduled. You'll really need a powerful weapon to do it. How about the gamma ray bomb?" "Ah, Half-Life, in addition to being obviously pathetic, you're pathetically obvious. You want vengeance for what the bomb did to you. You are seeking poetic justice. Nevertheless," and he hits a button here, "you raised a valid point. Time for a call to," and then of course the Pentagon, General Hamilton speaking. Who? Let me tell you, to get to the a general in the Pentagon, they have a second. He wouldn't answer it himself, but "General, this is your leader. Please give me a full report on this strange weather situation." Of course, you see the general here with his glowing eyes because he's under control of the leader. Yes, sir, we're sending troops in to aid the largest disaster areas, including Dallas and Chicago. No, sir, our meteorologists have no explanation. And Half-Life is like, the bomb, ask him about the... And the leader's like, Half-Life, I found you in the desert surrounded by assorted limbs and 4 radiation poison vultures. If you don't shut up, I'll leave you in worse shape than that. So the leader continues. Now, General, listen very carefully. The government is manufacturing gamma bombs. Your leader wants to know where they are. So, back to Betty. I am a slave of duty. I am a creature of habit. I am trapped in the dreary confines of my existence, stalled and unable to go forward, snow-blinded and unable to look back. I know what I should do and what I shouldn't. I always have, but it's never helped. The one thing I shouldn't do is think about him, and yet, once again, I do. Where is he? So, looks like we got Hulk here eating some meat. Hello, in there. This is Sergeant O'Reilly of the National Guard. Is anybody in there? We're here to help you. And love this panel here. No thanks. I help myself. Now scram, soldier boys. And of course, they're like, it's the Hulk. Shoot him. And so Hulk says, you idiots, the bullets can't hurt me. But a couple of them hit the gas tank of this truck. And of course, you don't say that real quick. I do this also with how he does fire on a gun. I stole also that. So, of course, this truck explodes. My food ruined because of you morons. All these years and you soldiers haven't gotten any smarter, but I have. So he picks up the truck. This is kind of what I mean with the ticky tacks, which McFarlane will eventually do. It just would have been nice to do some rendering on the pants. Kind of breaks it up because it's just rendering everywhere, so it's kind of difficult sometimes keeping track. But so he throws the truck at them, and I'm smart enough to know that you guys won't leave me alone just by my asking you. I have to step on you like the bugs you are. Run, says this guy. So I love this kind of like watching it as the Hulk. That's pretty cool. That's right, run. Let everybody know the Hulk's in town. The next guy who crosses me is going to get fried. Of course, we know who that's going to be. So Wolverine is sort of leading the X-Men for a little bit of time, just a couple issues while Storm was gone. She asked him to lead the X-Men. So again, I haven't covered that yet on my X-Men stuff, so just kind of filling in the gaps. Tells the X-Men to go help people out there. Love this Wolverine here. Love also that he filled in the shadow of the hand. Oh, it just looks so cool here. So, and Wolverine says, I wonder who the jerk who's responsible for... Sorry, let me redo that. I wonder who the jerk is who's responsible for this. So, of course, we see the Hulk behind him. I realized later that the wind's against me. My words carry. His scent doesn't. So, Hulk hears him. And, of course, very cool. And the Hulk is coming after him. Only hint is a low animal growl. He makes a split instant before he would have hit me. It's enough so you can hear the claws pop, snicked, and he turns around and hits the Hulk. Great panel here. Again, no strong black lines yet by McFarlane. He gets there. We all know he gets there. He is absolutely a fan favorite for a reason. But at this time, it was just tick, 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 tick. So, I pop my claws, but not my cork. I don't do that anymore. I'm civilized now. At least that's what I like to tell myself. So, uh, Hulk is like, "You miserable little shrimp, you cut me. I'll tear you apart for that." And so, um, an invitation to dance. I love to waltz. I've already drawn first blood. Something inside set to draw more. My heart's pumping. My lips curl back, and then I remember who I am. This is what I mean. Look how great he looks when he's got black. So, I remember who I am and what I am and what I have to do. So. And in a voice hoarse, as if with passion, I say, "Sorry, my mistake." And he snaps his claws back. And Hulk is like, "You kidding?" And Wolverine's like, "I'm serious. I used to be like you, Hulk. Love to scrap more than anything. I have more important things to do, Hulk. I'm not going to fight you today." And so Wolverine walks away. So great panel here. Man, McFarlane is so good. "Then you'll die today." And so again, great freaking panel here. Goodness gracious. McFarlane's first ink job is an absolute masterpiece. It's just so good. So, and so he lands right by Wolverine. "You think I've forgotten when we first met in Canada? I just wanted to be left alone, but you wouldn't back off. Oh no. You had to have your piece of me." And so Wolverine's like, "I've changed since then. So have I. I've gotten smart. You've gotten gutless." And Wolverine says, "Knowing when to fight and when to walk away is more smarts than you'll ever have." God, this is so cool. You would think in the digital version they would fix certain things, like, the eyes. There was another panel that we had gone where the eyes also were colored brown. "You talk too much. You think too much," Hulk says as he starts smashing. "You're a spineless wimp looking for an excuse to stay out of my way. You think you're something special, but you're nothing." And he does his thunder clap. The ear splitting clap is his devastating against someone normal. Against me, with my acute hearing, it's almost lethal. And so Hulk keeps punching. There. He keeps on me, shouting, cursing, not giving me time to think. And then, thought is gone, replaced by theater, anger, hatred, hot and beautiful. I'm sick of fighting myself. I'm panting, every muscle in my body contracts. He wants it, I want it. All right. All right, says Wolverine, and he pops his claws again. Just absolutely love this with just the eye there. And Wolverine is like, "All right." And boom. Look at this. Again, would have been nice with spotting some blacks on it, but we will get there. We're kind of working on it, so all right. Love the black. Just very cool. And Wolverine is like winning. He's like, "He won. I stand there howling my." So he's saying he won because he made Wolverine turn into it, even though it's the Hulk that's laying down. Um, so he won. I stand there howling my triumph to the moon. I can't see it in the heart, hidden by my heaving chest. I know he won because he made what I am stronger than what I think I am. Like a wild animal, I ripped him apart. And the worst thing is, I'm glad. And you can see here Wolverine. And then my instincts tell me something my mind refuses to accept as he turns around. He's standing. He's alive. He's actually getting angrier and stronger. And the gaping wounds in his chest are healing. And Hulk is like, let's try that again. So And so back to Rick and Clay here. Uh, I'm glad I tried the shortwave again. I picked up some sort of police report. Sounds like the Hulk and somebody else are slugging it out on the highway near exit 12. If we hurry, we can get there before they level Dallas. Good thing I found this thing's onboard guidance system, or we'd be on the snowbound forever. This is insane. We're risking life and limb to find the gamma ray bombs the government's stockpiling, and our greatest ally is also our biggest handicap. Hopefully stealing this van and running from Shield will be worth it, buddy. The world doesn't need a weapon that could create even more gamma guys for us to worry about. What you got there, Clay? Says Rick. Some personal effects I grabbed from Gamma Base right before it blew up. So, of course, the picture of Bruce and Betty to Clay. Thanks for everything, the banners. In happier times, he says. So, happier times, my thoughts keep being drawn back to them. Why? Why do I keep torturing myself? Why do I keep reopening wounds that refuse to heal? And so, again, Wolverine and the Hulk continue to fight. I'm going to kind of just concentrate on more of what's happening as opposed to, trying to read everything in here. We're just, this is just kind of made for us to slow it down. Otherwise, this is just a fast-paced fight going on here. So, but every time, Wolverine notices that every time you can see here Wolverine, it's just kind of blending in with the coloring here. Definitely should have been colored darker, not the same color as the background, perhaps. But the more he cuts the Hulk, the faster it seems that he heals. And so Hulk, you can see him grab him by the arms. Is it an Ultimate Hulk and Wolverine where he just rips Wolverine in two? So Wolverine notices that Hulk's getting stronger. So you can see here Wolverine is still going as well. It is amazing that it's been, this issue is about 35 years old. Based on, today, this is from 88. We're in 2024. Yet, this is still some of the best stuff that's out there, even by today's standards. Even, it's just so cool. So, Wolverine, of course, continues to attack Hulk. Man, I really wish McFarlane would still draw. I really do. I know he's got his toy empire and his, his Spawn movie that he wants to do, and just so many others distractions. But really, I I just selfishly really, really, really wish he would draw more. I just do. I really miss his drawing. So great panel here of Wolverine here after the Hulk tossed him out. So, and so you can see here just ready to go. And so, bam, just continue. Look at this. Just wow. This is why I like doing this digital versus the you just don't see the scope of how large. Look at this fight. Just bam. And so he tosses Wolverine aside again. So love again. McFarlane and Frank Miller do these vertical panels that better than anybody else. Those are the two vertical panel masters of it. So and so he loves that Wolverine's getting up again. He wants to go back it again. So, and then he shot. And you hear this, enough. And it was Clay and Rick. Enough. Do you hear me? Enough. I swear to heaven, I don't understand you people. Every time two of you muscle-bound bozos get together, you try to beat each other's brains out, or at least what passes for the brain. I thought you wanted to find the gamma bombs, Hulk. Help head off creations of more creatures like yourself. And you waste your time beating up on Wolverine. Has it occurred to you that if I could find you, Shield could too? So, and then he goes to Wolverine. And you, Wolverine, don't you have anything better that you should be doing? And he goes, yeah, I do. And so he says, I thought I'd come so far, then I run into you and bang, the years all fall away. No matter how far I go, I'm right back where I started. Yeah, well, you're just like all the others who always thought they were better than me. So, understand, all of you. And I don't have to beat up every lowlife like you to prove them. You tell them to prove it. You tell them, Shrimp. Tell them the Hulk's better than any of you. So he just slams in there. That's kind of the Hulk's thing. And so Wolverine's like, yeah, sure. So, and Wolverine quit smoking during this time. So he says, I can't remember the last time I wanted a cigar this bad. Um, so Hulk takes the van and he just goes away. So inside they talk. So once we're out of here, where to, Clay? New Orleans, where Betty is? No, Kansas, where my brother Alan is. Alan Quartermain? So, and of course, Hulk's thinking weaklings couldn't get anything done without me. And if I didn't need him to watch out for Banner's scrawny hide. So, don't laugh. He's the elder. It could have been me. Anyway, he can help us find the gamma bombs. Convincing Bruce that the bombs are more important than finding Betty may be tough. Clay, you think Betty's been thinking about Bruce since she ran off? Not if she's smart, Rick. Not if she's smart. So, of course, we conclude here. We've been like two stars orbiting each other, Bruce. No matter how long apart, we're always drawn back together. And yet, somehow, even after we got married, we never connected emotionally. We still continue to circle each other like two ships passing in the night. An endless, vicious circle. A cycle, even, as she throws the globe and cries. A cycle that can only be broken at great expense. So, next issue, The Man Bull. So, Hulk 340. Peter David and Todd McFarlane. Hope you enjoyed it. I know that there's out there other channels that have covered this issue before. Check them out. They cover it kind of doing it the traditional way with the comic book and you viewing it like this. So I hope you prefer the digital version. So like and subscribe, and I do thank you for listening. Goodbye.